Welcome to Inside Image, presented by Seismic Soundoff. I'm your host, Andrew Geary. Image is the #1 global geoscience event hosted by the Society of Exploration Geophysicists and the American Association of Petroleum Geologists. In this special series, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at the people, purpose, and progress driving the Image Conference. This is more than an event. It's a global meeting of minds in applied geophysics, geology, and beyond. Across pavilions, technical sessions, and networking spaces, attendees are tackling today's toughest earth science challenges, from energy transition to carbon management. Over the course of this series, I'll be speaking with leaders, students, and visionaries about what they're discovering, what excites them, and how Image continues to fuel their work long after the lights go down. Consider this your front row seat to the ideas shaping the future of geoscience. Let's join the discussion.
My name, Karelia La Marca. I am a geophysicist at BP America. And one word that will describe Image, I would say, is network.
Great word. Great word. What brought you to Image this year?
So a combination of interest in some topics that are very cutting edge techniques that I was interested in, like 4D, FWI. I'm a geophysicist, so naturally I'll be interested in those. Volunteering, as always. I was chairing a session. I'm also part of the APG Women's Network, so I'm helping with the breakfast tomorrow, as a matter of fact, and just network and reconnect with old peers.
How do you think an event like Image can help the Middle East and European geoscientists better get connected and engage with the community here at Image?
I think Image is known now for being one of the major geology and geophysics conferences in the world. So I would say it's a perfect melting pot between the two disciplines, and also it's a perfect space to get to know what other people are doing and what are the latest techniques that people from the Middle East and Europe can apply to their basins, because they have had challenges in exploration, and so perhaps capturing those new techniques will allow them to unlock those the potential on those basins, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes I not forget, but this is the 5th year of Image, and while it is a combined event of things that people might recognize if you went to either SEG or APG before, it is a new event with a new feel. What would you like to share to someone who maybe has not attended Image or may just not think about Image because they do have in their mind it's SEG or it's APG, but it's a new thing and it's a joint thing? What is unique about this event?
I think in the new geosciences era, we are not longer cataloged as a geologist or geophysicist. I dare to say that the requirement in mostly any company, and as well as the academia level, is more like a geoscientist that is capable of handling both disciplines. And either if you prefer just to stick to one of those, the Image conference offers you all the opportunities, like a broad range of
you can stay
alternatives.
In that silo if you want.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a person that is interested in getting to know the other discipline, you can attend those sessions. If you are interested in your particular discipline, you can just attend those. But I would say for people that haven't been to the Image conference, they should definitely come here. All the sessions are not only focused on US, but they are global. So that has opened up an opportunity for people from all over the world to come and talk about their research or talk about the techniques that they are applying at their companies. And yeah, I think all of that is beneficial, regardless of if you're a geologist or a geophysicist.
Yeah. So for the technical sessions, anyway, we're wrapping up the second full day of those technical sessions. What conversations, what presentations have inspired you during this week?
So I will dare to say that perhaps the focus on unexplored basins So in my case, I tell you, I'm one of those that I'm going to be a little bit more focused on geophysical technologies, advances. So I think with the elastic FWI, which is very trendy, we're going to use that word, the use of these new seismic capabilities have allowed to change the way in which we used to look at the different like basins. And I would say like the fact that now we can have a better image, subsalt, okay, or deeper with a higher resolution, gives you more confidence in interpreting the whole petroleum systems and provide or a better or an accurate description of a potential of those bases. I think that's one of the things that I can highlight from this week.
Do you feel like attending this event and taking the time out to do this from your work makes your work easier, makes your day-to-day job better?
I think so. Yeah, I think like companies should be more supportive of letting their personnel or their employees attend this type of conferences, because we are always used to do things in a certain way. Like every company has workflows, okay, and it's difficult sometimes to do something different. And the fact that you are actually seeing something or a technique that is not applied in your company can or opens up an opportunity for you to bring that new idea, okay, break the habit, be the pioneer, and perhaps change the way in which the company was focused. As I said, like, I'm going to do that. Like, right away, I'm going to come back to the company and say, like, hey, perhaps these other researchers, we're going to call them researchers, are having a different approach than what we have, or why aren't we applying that? Or even like some vendors are offering like new techniques that we never thought that we could apply. And so that opens up like an opportunity as well, an alternative to improve our products that we used to interpret.
What would you like to say to those not based in North America to encourage them to attend Image in the years ahead?
I would say not to be scared of coming to the US, okay? In this moment, I would say that you should definitely do it, that it's worth it, that it's fun, that you're gonna meet a lot of people from many companies, universities, or people from around the world. I can not highlight enough how beneficial the Image conference, or in the past ECG and APG conference, have been for my professional career and my network. So that's why I use the word network, because it only gets stronger every year. So think about it as an investment in your future.
Yeah. What excites you about being a geoscientist?
Everything. I think I consider myself a very creative person. So every time that I have a well log in front of me or a seismic line, and brings an opportunity to expand that creativity and think of how the rocks may have been deposited, and allows me to tell a story. So I think like geoscientists, we're storytellers, okay? So I couldn't imagine myself doing something different. So once a mentor told me, if you're gonna work, pick that job in which you don't have to work every single day. And I'm like, how can I do that? Find your passion. So I would say, yeah, geology and geophysics is my passion.
How do you think there's, one of the common conversations I feel like throughout this week that I've been having with people is about communication and even, communication amongst other disciplines within the geosciences, communication to your managers, but also communication to the general public. How do you think geoscientists could better tell their story and the story that they're working on with the greater public at large?
I think that we're in a changing era. That I think like we need to be open-minded of like the multiple alternatives that exist nowadays, and try to listen a little bit more about like what other disciplines have to like say, and how can we actually in a team like make things work. I will use the word like team and integration, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what would you like to see an image in 5 years from now? So this is the 5th anniversary. We're looking at the 10th anniversary of Image, specifically on the international presence of this conference. What would you want this conference, like the international conference, the international presence of Image be in 5 years from now, whether it's sessions, hubs, pavilions, companies, attendees? What do you kind of hope Image becomes over the next few years on that side of it?
I would say in 5 years, I would expect to see more examples, like different examples. But sometimes, like one thing that you dream is just is limited to the permission that some companies have to show that, So I just wanted to see truly what is the latest and greatest there. That people are not afraid of sharing their latest findings, and I would like to see perhaps academia having more support from companies, so they are able to actually redirect the next geosciences generation and the way in which we perceive things. So I think that's a bridge. That's still a gap that we need to bridge, if that makes sense. And that's something that I would like to see in 5 years. So more integration between like academia and industry.
Sure. How has the experience of Image this week and the conversations you've been having influenced your outlook of the geoscience industry?
As I was mentioning, I'm surprised by the technology advancement that I've seen, which is printed in those multiple sessions. So one example, EFWI, like we're another example, 4D data, another example, AI, machine learning, and the way in which we're trying to automate things. I think we're at the verge of a change in the geosciences and the way we perceive things. I think like we're unlocking potential. Again, I'm just emphasizing that because I think that's just what stands out the most for me. We're capable of doing things faster due to AI and machine learning, better due to those advances in technology, and in a more integrated way, because now we're thinking out of the box, and we're taking into account other disciplines like geothermal, critical minerals, like all in one. So I think it's reshaping the way in which we used to look at the geosciences, and I think it's creating or showing what geosciences is going to be in the future.
Yeah, it almost feels like Image was a little ahead of the curve in combining all of these geosciences and all of these companies and organizations and disciplines in one place. Yeah, it's got ahead of it. What, if you had to sum up your Image experience in one sentence, what would that be?
I would say integration. Okay.
That's a great word.
Integration, not only of disciplines, but also of companies, backgrounds, and even regions, like where you come from. So it's all in all integration.
What final word would you like to leave with the audience?
With the audience, never stop attending Image conference. I think it's so worth it. I think that whatever it is, in which capacity you have, like to volunteer, attend, present, is all in all beneficial.
Is there something that if someone is maybe a student and they feel or a young professional and just don't feel that they have that cachet or the reputation, or just someone who's shy or more on the introverted side, what would you say is a good first step to get involved in Image? Is it like chairing a technical session? Is it volunteering for, like what is like a good step to kind of like get your foot in and then like start the networking and growing process?
I'm not a shy person. I'm an outgoing person, but I can recognize how difficult it may be for someone that is shy to interact with that many people. It can be overwhelming. But I would say if you think that you need to develop a skill, okay, like if you want to expand your network, get to know other people, maybe less shy, I think the exhibition hall is a perfect place to start. And you can control the amount of time that you spend there, who you talk with, which booths you are actually interested in and in visiting, and starting a conversation. You can get swag, and you don't have to interact with dozens of people at the same time or present in front of a large audience. So I would say, if you want to break the habit or lose that fear, I will start with attending the exhibition hall, introducing yourself to someone, a familiar face or a happy face or something that attracts you. To go start with 1-2 people, and then if you feel like you're overwhelmed, just simply go and take a coffee outside. There are lots of spaces here for to do that. And then little by little, you can go and when you feel more comfortable, start presenting in a poster session, perhaps. And then when you are fully confident, you can present in front of a small audience, and then perhaps assuming a chair session role. So little by little is the key.
Well, thank you, Karelia, for taking the time out to share your thoughts and wisdom. And I appreciate your enthusiasm for the science and what you're learning here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andrew, for the invitation, and anytime.
Thank you for joining me here on Inside Image. The conversations you've heard today capture the energy, ambition, and collaborative spirit that make Image such a vital gathering for our community. Be sure to catch our highlight episodes, social media clips, and post-event recap, extending the best moments far beyond this week. I'm Andrew Geary. Thanks for listening, and here's to the innovations ahead.